In 1985, a Billboard editor famously told Time magazine that Cyndi Lauper will last and Madonna will be old news in 6 months. In 2020, we can all be the judge of that. Madonna and Cyndi Lauper appeared on the music scene around the same time in the 80s. Madonna is still going very strong and still is one of the most famous women who ever lived. Lauper is still making music and performing, but isn't a household name as Madonna is. She's known exclusively for her 80s work and a few songs that in truth are one of the most popular songs in that decade. So why is that the two artists who started out so big took such a different career trajectories? New Yorker Cyndi Lauper, born Cynthia and Stephanie Lauper, released her debut album She's So Unusual back in 1983. The album produced 4 mega hits such as Girl Just Wanna Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop and All Through the Night. Her next 2 albums were also successful. Lauper went to sell more than 25 million albums, then faded away. However, Cyndi is far from being a failure. She has a worldwide record sale of 50 million records and has 4 Grammys, Emmy and Tony Award, which is rare feat. Michigan native Madonna Louise Ciccone released her first single in 1982 and is one of the biggest names almost 40 years later. She sold more than 340 million records worldwide. She is the best-selling female recording artist of all time according to Guinness Book World of Records. Not only is she a successful singer, she's an entrepreneur, actress, author and director. She became a musical icon and has influenced many of today's young female artists. Depends when you were born, you know Madonna from different decades. So why did Cyndi Lauper fade away while Madonna continues to have commercial success and global iconic status? Madonna is a businesswoman. She was aware of the need to continually reinvent herself and her sound. She knew how to market herself. Cher said this about Madonna: "She's always riding the crest of the wave. She always saw trends way before anyone else." Cyndi Lauper wanted to make music she wanted to make, not what happened to be hot at the time. Madonna was also willing to exploit her sexuality to gain attraction and attention in much more the same way that Miley Cyrus, for example, did with Bangers. She created controversy with her book Sex and had explicit photographs and explicit erotica album. Madonna also created huge religious controversy with her album Like a Prayer. Cyndi Lauper was far less controversial than Madonna, which would have meant less press and interest in her. Not saying this is bad, we have 80s superstars like Cyndi, not that only survived the 90s but dominated the next decade too. For example is Whitney Houston or even Janet Jackson. Lauper wanted to make music that she loved and fought with her label for creative control. Cyndi changed over time. She left her crazy colorful image behind her and started making personal music. This kind of music was far less appealing to her younger fans, and due to her earlier crazy pop girl image, she likely wasn't taken seriously by the kind of people that will buy more serious music. In the 80s, it was common to see Madonna clones. Cyndi clones were less common sight. Her image wasn't as attractive as a young woman and wasn't easy to imitate, just like how Katy Perry has more appealing image to young girls than someone like Adele. There was also an age difference. Cyndi was already 30 when she had her first mega hit. This made it more difficult for teenagers to identify with her. She was already in her 30s when her third album came out. Madonna was only 24 when she first came out on the music scene, making it easier for younger girls to identify with her. Cyndi Lauper took bigger breaks between album releases. This is the release schedule for her first 4 albums, like 3 years between the albums. In that same period, Madonna released twice as many albums, starred in a hugely successful movie, and started her own record label, Maverick Records. She was far more productive and always in the public eye. So what do you think is the reason that Cyndi Lauper faded away and is remembered today mostly for her 80s work, and Madonna, well, basically became the biggest star on planet Earth?
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, follow me on my Instagram account and support our channel by becoming a patron on Patreon, and with a bunch of rewards help us creating together a great content with your favorite artists. Bye!